California, but decided to return to China and joined Baidu in 2002. She argues that it's only at places such as Baidu, innovative and forward-thinking, that a woman would have the opportunity to come this far. The catch is, the chance is there, but will you and can you take it?
Women made up a quarter of my class at university. I know our class fared especially well, but I know other groups where the women didn't end up sticking to engineering. It's a tough discipline that requires constantly keeping up to date, and social pressures and expectations on women are such that many end up doing something much easier.
In China, like many places around the world, a husband's career is still seen as more important than the wife's. Meng Chu acknowledges she's lucky for having a supportive husband, but admits that the long hours required of Baidu's research and development team deters many women. Mao Zedong once said that women hold up half the sky, but at many companies in China, that's not necessarily the case. What Baidu shows us is that of all places where women can find opportunity in China, it's in the fast-paced tech sector. Melissa Chan, Al Jazeera, Beijing.
Well, the James Bond star Daniel Craig has been doing his bit for International Women's Day, turning himself into a Bond girl. 007 went undercover, dressing up in drag to highlight the inequalities being faced by many women. The voice of his co-star Judi Dench, who plays his boss, the spy chief M, lists some of those inequalities, including saying that 70 million girls worldwide receive no education. Now, sport is coming up next. We'll have all the football news, including Chelsea took on Blackpool. Arsenal are preparing for a crucial game away in Barcelona. Stay tuned for that.
It was a revolution which ended half a century of autocratic rule and inspired a wave of public protest that swept across the Arab world.
Internet, Facebook, Twitter, they were not the revolution.
In an exclusive two-part documentary, Raghi Omar traces the roots and repercussions of this uprising and examines why 23 years of dictatorship fell in only 28 days. The Death of Fear, at this time on Al Jazeera.
Time now for an update of all the sports news. Here's Stuart.
Yes, thanks. One football result to bring you. Chelsea have strengthened their hold on England's fourth and final Champions League qualifying spot by winning away at Blackpool. The match at Bloomfield Road finished 3-1 thanks to Chelsea goals from John Terry and 2 from Frank Lampard. Jason Puncheon scored a late consolation for the home side, and the victory moves Chelsea 3 points clear of fifth place Tottenham. Now, England's second-place team, Arsenal, have other things on their mind this week, arguably the toughest match in club football, an away trip to Barcelona in the Champions League. Arsenal did win the first leg 2-1 in London, but as Matt Rumsey reports from Barcelona, the visitors still face a huge challenge.
The Camp Nou Stadium in Barcelona has always been a difficult place to come and play football, and never more so than now. Pep Guardiola's team, widely regarded as the best in the world, is wounded. A 2-1 defeat to Arsenal in the first leg of their Champions League last 16 tie has annoyed Lionel Messi and his teammates, making them more dangerous than ever.
You can look at the game in different ways. From our point of view, we feel that we let Arsenal score twice, and Arsenal feel they have deservedly scored twice to win. That's why football is so great. Everybody's entitled to a different opinion.
Confident here at the Camp Nou Stadium or not, history is against the Arsenal. Knocked out at the quarter-final stage last season by Barcelona, Arsène Wenger's team also lost the UEFA final in 2006 against the Spanish champions at the Stade de France in Paris. Frenchman Sami Nasri remembers it well. He says it's payback time.
Mr. Wenger is really important because he gave us confidence even when we were not winning trophy. He shows that he has confidence and he believes in ourselves. So, you know, you have to give him back, and the only way is on the pitch.
Arsenal fans in the Catalan capital voiced mixed emotions ahead of the deciding second leg. Injury worries have more than hampered coach Arsène Wenger's preparation.
Walcott's pace was pretty frightening for them. They couldn't really handle it, so without him missing as well, it's going to be bad.
I think we have to beat them, just have to draw 1-1. That's what we're going to aim for. And I think he probably was going to play Benter up top on his own anyway.
Barcelona has made it through to the Champions League quarter-final stage, or better, in the past 3 seasons. Arsenal's UEFA trip to the Spanish seaside is no holiday. Matt Rumsey, AlJazeera, Barcelona, Spain.
Now, the former Barcelona coach Louis van Gaal will be out of a job this summer after Bayern Munich announced they'd let him leave with a year still to run on his contract. Bayern made the unusual decision to sack Van Gaal, but not until the end of the season, after they slipped to 5th place in the table, although they're still in the Champions League. The Dutchman led Bayern Munich to a League and Cup double and the Champions League final last season, his first in charge, but he's now paid the price for the club's poor domestic form. And Domenico Di Carlo is no longer the coach of Italian Serie A side Sampdoria. Their 3-2 home defeat by Udinese, the final straw. Sampdoria dropping to 14th place in the table. Di Carlo then the man to be sacked, but fans were already up in arms after the club owners sold strikers Antonio Cassano and Gianpaolo Bazzini in the January transfer window. Veteran coach Alberto Cavasin has taken over. Now in cricket's World Cup, England batsman Kevin Pietersen is the latest player out. He's flown home to have surgery on his hernia problem. The England squad has arrived in Chittagong for their next match against host Bangladesh on Friday. Without Pietersen, Ian Bell's expected to move up the order to open the batting in place of Pietersen, and Morgan could come straight into the side as he was an automatic selection before that finger injury. Just the one Monday match in the World Cup, with Canada coming out on top in the battle of the 2 associate nations in Group A with a comfortable win over Kenya. Canada's Henry Asinde took 4 wickets as Kenya were bowled out for 198, and the Canadian captain Ashish Bagai guided them to a 5-wicket win with an unbeaten 64, reaching their target with 4.5 overs to spare and pretty much ensuring that Canada won't finish bottom of the group. Now, the next game in the World Cup is also in Group A. The Sri Lankan city Kandy hosts Pakistan against New Zealand, 2 teams who do expect to qualify for the quarter-finals. Pakistan have emerged as genuine contenders for the trophy, mainly thanks to their victory over the joint host nation Sri Lanka in their second match.